Dude, I am like totally into this. Alright, brah, let me tell you something. I'm a Ninja Turtle, but I'm also an inventor. When I was just 3 years old, made my own watch out of nothing but gears that old Master Splinter had lying around in his office. Oh, I should tell you about Master Splinter. He's a rat, dude. He used to be like a samurai, but now he's the coolest rat in town. Alright, so let me tell you about what it is to be an inventor. Alright, so you gotta have the 3 T's if you wanna be a rad inventor dude like myself. First of all, you gotta have tenacity. That's when no matter how hard things are, you persist. Persistence, it's the same thing as never giving up. Never surrender. Trust your instincts, dude. If something doesn't work the first time, you find out why didn't it work, how can I make it work, and then you make it work. Second, you need to have temperance. You can't get frustrated if you're gonna be an inventor. You gotta think cool. You gotta think rad, but you also gotta think cool in a sense that you don't get angry. You need to think. You can't take risks when you're working with heavy industrial equipment, dude. You're gonna burn yourself. And you can't invent if you got 3rd-degree burns over all of your fingers, dude. 3, you gotta have takeout, dude! You gotta have pizza! You gotta have Chinese food! You need to have sub sandwiches! Cowabunga, dudes! Let me tell you about this game I was in back in the 80s, man! It was called Turtles in Time, and it was the coolest thing on the block! It was like me and my 3 brothers. So we were out fighting Shredder and his minions, the foot soldiers. And we were like beating them all up on the streets. We didn't need our trench coats, our jackets, nothing. We just went out there and fought crime like it was nobody's business. Unfortunately, we have to be less radical, or else the police, them blessed lawmakers, would take us down from the sewers up, man. I don't promote vigilante justice, I just make it awesome, dude. Alright, brah, I'm like a Ninja Turtle, a subaquatic reptilian creature practicing martial art from the Far East. I am an inventor. I do machines. I will take the parts of a blah 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 blah. Me, I do machines. I'm the smart Ninja Turtle. I've been studying since a young age so I can know how to tinker with the little things. I built my own watch when I was only 4 years old, and since then I've been inventing. Dude, I am like a totally awesome inventor, man. I made my own watch when I was just 4 years old, dude. I built it out of nothing but gears that I found in a box. I'm constipated. Alright, let me tell you something about myself. Me, I build machines. I'm like the Edison of the reptile family. I'm like, you can't even invent half the stuff that I use on a daily basis, dude! I need to keep doing this, dude, so I can stay in character. I'm sounding like Hank Hill. Alright, first, you gotta have tenacity, dude. You gotta sit in your room, and you gotta think. You gotta wonder, how can I, a mere Ninja Turtle, change the world? And I'll tell you how you do that. Welding stuff, dude! Alright, total, brah. I'm gonna nail it this time. First, you gotta have tenacity. Tenacity is when, no matter how hard your problems are. First of all, you gotta have tenacity, dude. And we were out beating up Shredder's goons, the foot soldiers, Lobo, Captain America. Alright, so we were out fighting Shredder and his soldiers, the Foot Putties. Alright, so this is like me being awesome. Let me do a backflip. Ah, my shell! I totally smashed my shell! Dude, no! Ah, God, no! This is totally not ready. Somebody call me. Oh, God, I'm dying.